wearing a lot of black shirts lately. So have you. Welcome to this completely unnecessary podcast for Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. We're in 2020. That's Ian Ferguson. Hooded up. I'm Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be talking about Switch sales surpassing the Super Nintendo, over 50 million. Warcraft 3 Reforged controversy. EA microtransactions. Google Stadia non-update. NWC carts on eBay. Q&A. Ian. Real quick. Did you know we have enamel pins and also a CU Podcast t-shirt?
We do.
You go to ultimatenintendo.com for that. More importantly, though, at ultimatenintendo.com, we have a certain Blu-ray that's on pre-order right now, not for resale. It's a movie, too, and a Blu-ray.
And there's a movie on the
There's
Blu-ray.
a movie on the... It's not just a Blu-ray. There's a movie you watch on the Blu-ray.
A documentary movie.
Yes, documentary film. Ian has a copy. He's going to probably watch it at some point. He's in it, so he should. He's in it for like 30 seconds or so.
Woo.
I'm
a star.
And yeah, it's nice. It's a nice film. That's all I can say. It's going to be showing at PAX East February 28th at 8 p.m. at the Bobcat Theater. It's also going to be showing at the Midwest Gaming Classic, which I'll be there to help show it, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My first trip to Wisconsin.
Woo!
Ever. Which is interesting.
April 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yes.
That's right.
Ian's
Get out.
Get
out there and see him.
I don't know if Ian's going to work as my hype man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out there. Yeah, and so...
One shot, one chance. That's it.
That's
Go.
it. And then February 11th, also, it will be the day it's going to be on Amazon Video on Demand, which means, you got to purchase it or you rent it. It's not free streaming.
It's very close. February 11th is not very far away.
It's a week away.
Yeah.
So, or you can pre-order the Blu-ray as well. If you want to get we got to do a physical release about a movie talking about the death of physical media. Mm-hmm. You think you'd have to do that, otherwise, Anyway, I think it's going to be a fun time, Ian. I don't know. Anyway, so Super Bowl just happened. Did you watch the Super Bowl at all?
I saw part of it when I was out with friends. I was not all that interested in it. My take is, I really just... Can we stop naming the teams after Native American stuff? Like, can we just be done with that shit?
Oh, we stopped it.
Yeah, but...
Chiefs isn't horrible.
Whatever. I can't root for California teams, and I can't root for teams that do that shit either. So it was tough for me to pick one. I had no personal investment in it. However, I do have friends who love the Kansas City Chiefs. So if I had to pick a team, it probably would have been the Chiefs.
Well, the good thing you didn't, because they won.
And they won. Yes, I know.
I was actually rooting for San Francisco because they had an old school classic, team where they, ran the ball down your throat. Hardcore defense. Reminded me of those LT Giant 2 Super Bowl teams.
I like Andy Reid.
And Andy Reid, on the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid's a nice fellow. Everyone loves the guy. He was good on the Eagles.
And that was my team. His Eagles were what got me into football for a very long... I mean, that was...
People don't bring up that McNabb, that Eagles team with McNabb was pretty good for a few years.
They were fantastic.
Yeah. McNabb, I wish they won the Super Bowl against Brady. That was like 2005 or 6. Anyway, so the game was fun. Patrick Mahomes, who's a brilliant player, looked like an average person the first 3 quarters, was having the worst game of his life until the fourth quarter, and then he turned it around and threw 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And San Francisco decided, you know what, we're having a lot of success running it, Ian. So we're going to stop running the ball. And then relied on Garoppolo to throw it, which did not work out. So that was dumb. I don't know why teams do that. Teams get away from the reason why you get to the Super Bowl. They try to outthink everything. Doesn't make any sense there. But in terms of the commercials, which is always a highlight. And by the way, Frank came over. We had sub sandwiches.
Nice.
From Poma's. The commercials were more subdued this year. There wasn't as many wacky ones. The big wacky one was a string of ones with Charlie Day appearing for Tide Pods with a messed up, greasy, stained shirt. In other commercials, also, there was a crossover with the Bud Light Night, and there was a crossover with a bunch of other ones. It was interesting. He kept showing up throughout the night. It was funny. It was actually funny because everyone who doesn't like Charlie Day, that wacky guy there. And then there was a really sad Google one with like a elderly man with like dementia has like I guess his dead wife, and he's telling the Google Home thing to remember things that his wife liked and things they did, and it's actually based on a real guy that's I think a Google employee's grandpa. So it's like really sad, and I was like, okay, All right.
Jeez.
Creepy Tech can help you out, I guess. It was really heartfelt. And I don't remember a lot of commercials besides that were that interesting. The Snickers one was clever. The world is out of sorts, so we're going to dig a big hole and feed the world the Snickers, even though it doesn't make any sense. And then they now acknowledge that. It was kind of clever. That was really it, though. The big movie trailer was, did they do a Fast 9 movie trailer? Oh, they did a James Bond trailer, which is going to look great. Supposedly the next Bond movie is going to be 3 hours.
Jeez.
They're never 3 hours. They're usually like 2 hours and like 15 minutes or 20. So that's insane. So, hey, if Craig's going out, I guess they're going to go out.
I thought he was supposed to be done the last movie. And
Everyone, he says that
yes.
because he's older and his body gets beat to hell, and he's like, I can't do it. He says it while he's promoting the movies. He says, I don't want to do this anymore. He's just over it until they write him a check for $30 million. Okay, I'm back. Like that, you got to rest up. It's like me with the NES book. I said, I'm not doing another book. Okay, I got to rest up. I'm doing a Super Nintendo book there. And then they had the commercial for the Marvel stuff coming out for Winter Soldier, WandaVision. What the hell's the other one?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh,
Falcon
yeah, that's
series.
right. Yeah.
And then the Loki series. So those are all coming out. Once all three of those come out, I will then probably get Disney Plus. I still don't see a reason to get Disney Plus just for one series.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about those.
Yeah,
Disney Plus.
They're doing like 7 Marvel movies. They're doing a What If cartoon series. They're doing a bunch of things on there. Anyway, so Ian, we got some Switch news to talk about.
Yeah, so fairly quickly, Wonderful 101 recently got a Kickstarter as of yesterday, I think. They were looking for 50,000. It seems like it was simply one of those Kickstarters to gauge interest, basically pre-order a game. It'll be coming out on the Switch. Wonderful 101 was a game by Platinum that was on the Wii U.
Not Plantum.
Gotcha. It was a cool game. It involved a bunch of like superheroes, and they would form together basically to fight enemies.
Like a Voltron?
Kind of like they would power up together and like form like a big fist or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
All right. It was a cool idea. I played a little bit of it. I am definitely looking forward to giving it another shot. It's kind of impressive how well it's done in less than 24 hours.
It's gotten 18,000 backers, over 1.1 million.
Well, let's put it this way. The original game sold 5,800 copies in its first week in Japan. That's miserable. It beat that in 2 hours after the Kickstarter went up.
Well, it includes obviously people here, but I didn't know this. I didn't know if this was even popular in the U.S.
It wasn't that popular in the U.S. either. It's one of those things where, like, was the game... It was a combination of the Wii U wasn't doing well, and then you have a game come out that no one really knows what's going on with it, and it was kind of left to languish. And It's one of those games that became more popular later on. For a short period of time, people were looking for it everywhere. It never got particularly expensive, and I don't think it is now, and it probably won't be.
Most backers are getting the physical version, which is $41, I guess, plus shipping. That's pretty cheap for that, isn't it? For a Switch game?
And it's a port.
Yeah. It's remastered. Yeah. I like the one with the little figures. You can get little, like, sort of muscle type figures. I love that the muscle figures came back the past like 5 years or so. They do them for everything now.
Yeah, I like those guys.
We should do some podcast ones. Wonderful Keshi figures. What one is that? There's also let's see. There's also keychains, custom controllers. They went all out with it. This is like a really well put together Kickstarter. There's a lot of things. This is why it's so. This is a lot of people getting these extra stuff. That's why it's over 1.1 million. Looks like a popular one is the game plus the OST soundtrack. There, it's kind of redundant. I just said that. Yeah. There's a jacket. There's a leather jacket.
Where's the get blocked by? Hold on. There's the.
Oh, you can get blocked by the creator of the game, right?
Yeah, that's pretty freaking fantastic.
I saw that. I didn't see what pledge that was though.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
There's a pen. This is the $250 tier. Ready? You get the remastered physical game, keychain, abridged CD, soundtrack, T-shirt, sticker set, comic book, Sentinel's ID card, softcover art book, acrylic standee, wonderful pendant. Get blocked on Twitter, digital comic, and an abridged digital soundtrack. You get there's like these are like 12 pieces in these packages. This is a lot of stuff. And people like this game. You know, it sounds like a cult game. What is there one that's just to get blocked? I'm not looking for that one.
No, but I think it's funny.
It's clever. I should do that for Kickstarter.
Well, I don't know how much you know about him, but
No.
he's notorious for blocking people.
Oh,
on
he
Twitter.
is. So they worked it into the marketing.
Yes, so they marked it.
Oh, that's
into
fantastic. That's funny.
Marketing.
I wonder if he'll actually.
There's a reason why it's funny.
I wonder if they actually do that, or it's just a fun thing to put.
Well,
down.
it says that it's an optional reward. You
Okay.
don't have to be blocked by Kamiya if you don't want to be blocked by Kamiya. But knowing him, I mean, there's a good chance that you would respond to something he'd say and then get blocked anyways. So, yeah,
I gotta respect that.
He's block heavy.
Yeah. So, let's see. It has the cast in the bottom here. So I think that what the interesting part of to me is that now we're at the point where, like the vast majority of Wii U exclusive games are now on the Switch, right? So there'll come a point in time that if you port over what games haven't been ported over, there's like 7 or 8 games or whatever it is. The Wii U will be a lost system in the annals of time, most likely because of this.
Yes. I mean,
Splatoon 2 is basically, instead of Splatoon 1, people play Splatoon 2, so that counts to me, you know. So I just think it's an interesting situation. I can't think of a parallel on this scale where we're going to say, okay, well, that system was a failure, but now we have a successful system, and we're just going to redo every single game. And so people actually buy it.
Chris Kohler over at Kotaku just yesterday wrote an article called "The Wii U Games That Still Need to Come to Switch."
Oh, he did. Good old Chris Kohler.
He says he admitted he wrote it mostly for himself, and yeah, I mean, there's very few that need to. And honestly, these are ones that most of these I could see potentially getting a port at some point. Super Mario 3D World.
Okay.
Fatal Frame: The Maiden of Blackwater, which would be great. That only got a digital release in the U.S. It got a full release in Europe and in Japan. It's a fun series. Getting a physical copy here would be cool. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is a Xenoblade sequel / spin-off, more of a spin-off. NES Remix Pack, Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess, Pikmin 3, Yoshi's Woolly World, Paper Mario Color Splash. So honestly, I could see a lot of those making it, except for maybe Color Splash.
I'm surprised the NES Remix hasn't been done already.
I can't imagine it would be hard, to send it over. Or a sequel, just a full-blown sequel. Basically.
That incorporates the other 2 ones or whatever?
Yeah. Does more with it. Yoshi's Woolly World, I don't know that we'd see, just because Crafting World was kind of the sequel to it, so they may be, well enough alone. That's good enough. And then Color Splash, I'm not sure that I see coming over here, just because I don't think it ever did super well on the Wii U. But that seems like one that they could put out, and Nintendo would never do it at this price. But I could see them putting that out at like $40, just to have something come out during one of the holiday seasons. I think any of these are good examples of something that could make it.
Let's see. Well, there's Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
That's not X.
Okay, it's not X. It's a different one. Yeah. Okay. But is there an X one then planned for Switch?
No, that's why it's on the list.
Okay.
Yeah,
they can do 3 of these a year the next few years, and just drop them down. Like you said, it wouldn't take them that much work, and all of a sudden, wow, there's people that actually own our console buying this stuff, which is why this is a good Kickstarter as well,
right?
Because you have a chance now to appeal to an audience that didn't have the Wii U, and it's like, okay, I'll try this on my Switch, or this is interesting. This could be a case where, well, it's like everything else. Like look at Mario Kart Deluxe, the re-release of 8. They've sold like 3 times the amount already I've sold on the Wii U. So like you have to come out with it again.
Yeah,
you have to.
Well, I mean, you look at numbers. When you're ceiling, the most a game could have sold for the Wii U would have been 12.
Yeah, 12 million.
12 million copies.
If you have 100% attach rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts. They could. What was the pack in for the Wii U?
Nintendo Land.
They can put out Nintendo Land,
and that was only a pack in for a little while.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you do Nintendo Land it's just a $5 game. We're just gonna put it for $5 on the store.
Well, you can't do Nintendo Land.
You can't do Nintendo Land?
It used the pad way too much. There's no way you can.
Oh, there was too much back and forth on that?
Yeah, you literally you can't do Nintendo Land.
Damn
on
it.
the Switch.
We got to figure that out. I saw our pal Brennel Floss do a tweet about what if Nintendo did a Wii U type controller for I guess those games like that you can't play on the Switch. Would that sell, or would it not be worth their time to do that?
I don't think there's enough. There's really enough games that would.
They abandoned that concept pretty quick.
Super Mario 3D World used the tablet, but they could. They could get around it.
Oh, that's right.
But Nintendo Land, I mean,
you're right. Like the hide and seek game, the one person used the pad. I thought that was an interesting concept, but it showed you that type of multiplayer game just doesn't have a huge amount of legs. It's just tough to do that. I guess there isn't enough times you get together with people to justify that sort of gameplay. What's it called? The multiplayer gameplay where one person is doing something different than the others. I always forget the name of that.
Not asymmetrical, but I can't remember.
Something like whatever. But you know what I mean? Like there's not a justification enough to make that a central design of your game because there's not a huge amount of time you have 4 people in the same room playing it. Which may not bode well for a certain system that might be coming out. It's just tough to get all those people together and playing at that time to justify the core existence of that being an asset to your system.
Family game night.
Family game night. We'll do it once a month and play the games we have laying around collecting dust with 4 people. We'll do that. So yeah, check out the Kickstarter. The more I look at it, the more I'm actually interested in it because it seems very clever. I guess the game's sort of clever and tongue-in-cheek, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, and actually it'll be interesting to see because this game did use the pad a good amount. I mean, there's ways they could probably do without it, but...
So it already comes out in April, so this is happening. This is like a pre-order. And the stretch goals, I didn't see that. Stretch goals for the Steam and PS4 version. So there you go. And their Time Attack already broke that goal. They're going to break all these goals of their stretch goals. So, okay, cool. We didn't think we were going to talk about that. Look at that.
We can also bring up Animal Crossing on the Switch.
My new favorite game.
The Animal Crossing.
It's Harvest
Nintendo
Moon.
broke the internet last week when they posted...
They broke the internet?
When they posted a picture of the Animal Crossing Switch.
They actually was trending on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. There's not been anything Nintendo's done in the past few months that I've seen that many.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to tell you about like the people I'm friends with. Like everyone I am friends with is very much an Animal Crossing fan, but just every single person down the line, I want this.
You're just foaming at the mouth fans for this.
And I do too. I just can't justify another Switch right now. Well,
you can sell this is the upgraded one with the better battery.
True.
At this point, all the new Switches, the past 8 months or so have been the better battery life. They've done that
since like September,
something like that. So you can always do that and sell it. Look how adorable it is. You get the dock.
Oh, it's beautiful.
With what's the character's name? Is that Nook?
That's the Nooks, Timmy and Tommy, and
there's triple
Timmy,
Nooks.
Tom Nook, Timmy, and I can't remember the other one's name.
Okay, I don't know how I know that. And I really love the color scheme of that light green, like grass green and like the light sea blue,
the
seafoam blue, and the back of the Switch has the little like ingrained stuff on there. So this is a true like.
Oh, it is Tommy. I'm right. It's Tom Nook is the dad, and Timmy and Tommy are the kids.
Oh, of course. Ian, how could we forget that?
I didn't. Apparently, I had it. I knew it.
But in the back of the Switch is ingrained with like little designs. You see that?
That I actually never saw. I never saw that shot with the back of it. Let me see.
And I guess that there's a case coming with it too, with the leaves on it. The leaves. You see the case in that picture?
Yes.
So we spoke about Nintendo when the Switch was first talked about. We said, of course, the Joy-Cons will have different colors. Like that. I mean, they already have like 15 to 20 at this point. There's a lot of colors. And then we spoke about though the docks, how you can do that, but Nintendo hasn't really gone all out on the different docks.
They've done some.
They did the Zelda one.
There's the Zelda one. I'm pretty sure there was a Pokemon Let's Go one.
Okay.
I think there was another Pokemon Sword and Shield one. They've done a few.
Or are they all mocked up like this, or just like the Zelda one had didn't the Zelda ones have a little Triforce on it? Zelda Switch dock. Let me look up the Zelda one here. No, I can't find it. Anyway, here's my point.
They've done a few.
Here's my point. This is appealing.
There's a Smash Brothers one.
Okay. This is appealing to me, though, because this is now the actual Switch console as well with the little engraved things in the back. This is
engraving.
Engraving? What did I say?
Ingrained.
It's ingrained. It's engraving. Engravy? It's engravy. Hey, Sunday gravy.
Spot gloss.
It's nice. This is a nice, like, this is appealing even to me because this is well thought out to me, all in one here. Yeah. So I'm actually semi considering this. I don't play my Switch a lot, but if does this also include Animal Crossing? Do you also get the game or no?
No, it doesn't look like it. No, you don't. It just comes out on the 13th of March. Animal Crossing doesn't come out until the end. This doesn't include the game.
Oh, so this is just
it's $2.99.
This is just priming the pump to get you to excited for the game.
It's the same price as a normal Switch.
The first tweet was funny, ugly green color, and our friend Matt McMuscle said worst take of 2020 underneath.
Yes.
I think the color's nice.
I like it. It's a relaxing color.
Yes,
scheme.
you feel calm. This goes back to our what video game world do I want to be trapped in? You know?
A little bit of news in addition to the console coming out, though. Nintendo's always going to Nintendo and make some weird fucking design decisions.
What do they do?
You can only have one island per Switch console.
All right, explain this.
So let me explain. When you bought the original GameCube, say Animal Crossing, you could have one town per memory card, and you could have 4 people living in a town.
Okay. 4 playable characters.
Four playable characters living in a town. And then you could put the memory cards in next to each other, and you could travel from one town to another town
With the same character.
To get fruit, to visit other people, et cetera, et cetera.
I could visit Ian in the other town.
To exchange letters, leave gifts, be an asshole, rip up plants. You can do whatever you wanted. So what's weird about this, if you were playing on, say, the 3DS and you wanted multiple towns, you could at least buy multiple copies of Animal Crossing. You could have a town per copy of the game if you wanted to do multiple towns.
Okay.
In this, it doesn't matter how many copies you own, you can only have one island per Switch. Island being this game's version of a town. Doesn't matter how many profiles you have, doesn't matter how many copies of the game you have, you can only have one island. Which means that everyone has to play together, which is part of the game. I mean, the game really pushes. You can have up to 8 people living on the island at once. You can have 4 people play at the same time, 8 people living there. Basically, 8 residences. Essentially, 8 save slots for the island, each with its own house and stuff like that.
So if we're sharing the same Switch, you can play. And I can come back.
I'll have a house. You'll have a house. I'll have my own house to decorate or campsite, etc.
Gotcha.
You'll have your own. When I'm playing in Near Not, I can leave you things in your mailbox. In this version, up to 4 people can play at the same time on one Switch. 8 people at the same time if they're doing local.
On game night once a month.
On game night once a month. So it's weird. I can't in my mind think of any real reason why they wouldn't let you do that. And furthermore, I don't see it as Nintendo being greedy, because it would be very easy to just be like, you can have, if it was a money-making thing, you could easily say one island per game cartridge or whatever, and people would still be upset, but at least it'd be a way around it. I could see if they wanted to get more money, there would be people who'd be like, okay, fine, we're going to buy 2 copies of the game then. But no one's going to go out and buy another Switch. I mean, that I can think of. No one's going to go out and buy another Switch just to have another island. And I don't think Nintendo thinks it either. So my question is, what is Nintendo's reason for limiting it like that? Some people don't want to share. Sometimes you've got a little brother who's going to run around and be a dick and fuck with your island in ways that you don't want them to screw with it. Sometimes you want your own personal space. Like, I get it. I understand that.
And you're not able to share your island via multiplayer with other people?
No, you are.
Maybe that's why then they figured just do that.
No, like... It's not what I'm saying. But a lot of times people each want their own island
to start with.
Right. Okay. And then they'll go and visit other people's islands and things like that. But there is something to be said about, like, I could see a family with multiple kids, this being an issue.
On game night, yes.
So, but I don't, like I said...
So Nintendo's not thinking about that anymore. I guess. They're like, well...
Right. So I'm trying to think, is there something... I can't think of anything that would be in the actual game that would require this to be limited to one system. I've tried to think about it. And like I said, I honestly don't think it's Nintendo trying to screw people out of more money, because if they were doing that, they would just say one island per cartridge, and they would sell more copies that way. I mean, they would. But no, like I said, no one's going to go out and buy a Switch just to have
No.
another island. So what the fuck's the point?
was
It's Nintendo doing something weird and dumb because that's what they do.
it's
They
not
always
the-
have to do that.
It's not the coding of the game. It wouldn't allow it. No, it's not a memory thing. Well,
No, separate profiles that can. I mean, there should be no reason for it.
maybe they add it later on.
Yeah, but there's no reason that. I mean,
I'm just saying, Nintendo's now. Oh, even though Nintendo wasn't controlling the Pokemon game, they added a lot after it came out when people were pissed and they changed it. Maybe they added it later. Maybe.
well, they did DLC. We knew they were going to do something. But there was a game recently. Oh, I think they ended up adding multiplayer with friends to.
The Snippers?
No, to Super Mario Maker.
Okay.
People were all crazy about that because they were like, it was only letting you do it with randoms.
Yeah.
At first, people complained. Maybe they'll change it. I just, I don't know. It's very, very weird.
Maybe it's an oversight. Maybe enough people complain they'll add it. Maybe it's not that difficult. Or maybe, that's the thing. Who knows? Maybe it is
But
difficult. I don't-
Nintendo actually clarifies it in like a. Let me see if I can find that
an article?
That statement.
I got to start playing this game because everyone loves it. It must be fun. And this is my new lifestyle anyway.
I can't find the article I had pulled up.
Who's the eagle character? What does he do?
There's a bunch of eagle characters.
Oh.
Let's see. Animal Crossing. There's one island. Pull this up. So Nintendo says down here. Jesus Christ. During a recent interview with IGN, Animal Crossing developer Aya Kyogoku revealed that up to 8 players can live together on a single island. Using the 8 playable accounts on a Nintendo Switch system. Furthermore, it was said that you cannot have multiple islands.
Okay. That was it.
But the key difference that may seem different, that may not seem any different than New Leaf, but the key difference is how on Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo Switch handle saving are important to understand the issue. Nintendo 3DS, a physical card copy of the game stores its save file on it, but on a Switch, it stores it on the system. So with multiple, it's weird.
You're saying you can't have multiple profiles to log in and play. It'll still be different.
It'll still be the same.
Still be the same. I mean,
same island. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. All right.
Yeah.
What you say about that? All right. So Animal Crossing comes out later. I think it was in March, and then that's when the system comes out as well. And it's past New Fantasy. Is there going to be a Harvest Moon that comes out on the Switch?